Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Danielle.
And I'm Kiara, and we are Hoe No She Didn't. So basically, on our podcast, we are doing everything about love, sex, relationships, life experiences. Danielle and I are just here to kind of help you guys avoid some of the mistakes we've made in our lives so far as young adults entering our 20s. So that's kind of what we're about. And I'm just going to let Danielle introduce herself.
Like Kiara said, my name is Danielle. I currently live in Oakland, California. I was born in San Jose, California, and I was raised in Kauai, Hawaii. I'm currently a student. I study project management. I'm also a cosmetologist and a medical assistant as well. So that's a little bit about me. What about you, Kiara?
So I'm Kiara. I just turned 22. I'm currently living in New York City, but I was born and raised on Kauai. Um, I'm single for the first time in my life in like 10, maybe 10 years. So I am experiencing all types of different things in the city, and I am just here to kind of just help you guys not make the same mistakes I did. And I just wanted to share my experiences. So, Danielle, tell them how we met.
Okay, so how we met. Basically, I was working at a salon in Kauai. I was just assisting there, like under a stylist, after I just received my cosmetology license. And me and Kiara happened to cross paths because she was getting her hair done. So the
Yep.
stylist introduced us to each other, and she was like, "Hey, this is Kiara. Hey, this is Danielle." I complimented Kiara on her nice bomb ass falsies, and I just thought she was a bad bitch. Like I just saw her, and I was like, there's a bad bitch. I want to be your friend. So I complimented her, and
Yeah, she basically complimented me. I gave her the details on the lashes.
I
And
wore them for
then
like 2 years
yeah,
straight.
yeah, she just told me that like she actually started wearing them and I was just like, wow, she listened to me. But yeah, we met and then after that little like meet and greet that we had, um we never saw each other ever again. Till this day, we've never even seen each other in person ever since that last meeting. Um,
No.
but we only became better friends because I found her on social media and I was like, I remember this girl. And then after that, we basically started DMing, and then I became somehow closer with her other friends that she's close with. And then our friend Leave incorporated me into the group, and then I became close with the group, and then Danielle and I started talking on the side, and here we are now. Let's just tell them what made us start this podcast.
What made us start this podcast? So like it was the beginning of quarantine time, and I had always like had this idea in my head, but like really no one to share it with because a bitch has no friends here in California. Okay. So so yeah, I just texted Kiara one day and I was like, hey, what about a podcast where we talk about our dating lives, our sex lives,
Yeah,
whatever the case may be, like just things that women our age, people our age deal with
and they
on a
can
daily
relate.
basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kiara was totally about it. What did you do, Kiara?
Yeah, so basically I was fully on board because I had thought about doing this myself, but I knew I didn't want to do a podcast because I know you kind of want like two people, you want like a dynamic duo, but I was kind of by myself and I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So then I was like, maybe I should do some YouTube videos, but didn't want to do the YouTube videos either because I kind of felt like I was just exposing myself. So once she told me about the idea, I was like, hell yes, bitch. And immediately I jumped on it. We got everything done so fast. We postponed our first episode until July because we were just so busy. But here we are. We're here now,
Here we
bitches.
are. We're here now. And that's all that matters.
So we're just gonna talk about like our current dating situations because that's kind of important to know. Like,
That's important as fuck.
so Danielle, you can talk about what's your current dating situation.
Kiara's dating me, my fucking best friend. So she already knows a bitch is cuffed. I have a husband. I have husband. Okay, I have a husband. So it is what it is. But I have a lot of experience with dating, definitely. And I have a lot of like, I guess you could say relationship like experience too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably going to be like on that end of the spectrum. I'm going to be like, but this is how men are. But my man, dating, blah, 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 relationships, that's just going to be me. So, yeah. What about you, Kiara?
A bitch is very, 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 very single. She's single. And I don't know. The men just aren't cutting it here. They really aren't. And I'm picky as fuck. So
And
I'm kind
why
of
is
just
that?
why am I picky?
No, why are the men not cutting it in New York?
The men just are trash here.
What is it like to date them in NYC?
So dating in New York City is absolute bullshit. So one it's one big fucking game. It's a numbers game. Everyone here is kind of just like for everybody. Everyone got hoes in different area codes, you know what it is.
You got one in Bronx? You got one
Yeah.
in Bed-Stuy?
No, seriously. Dating in New York, fucking, it's hell. Because one, no one really wants to commit because everyone has like 5 fucking hoes.
Yeah.
And then like slowly they start to like dwindle down over time. But bitch, it all takes time. So you have to be okay with not being the only one for like a certain period of time. This could be anywhere between a couple months to like a
Bitch?
year.
A couple months, bitch? A year, bitch? What?
A couple months. I had one guy who was like, I started dating him around like January and we were like talking. He was like, yeah, I probably would have made you my girlfriend by like June.
Oh, so you just had like this premeditated plan in your head that you could talk to all these hoes that you wanted to talk to and then ask Kiara to be your girl in June. Bro, what?
Yeah. So actually a situation that occurred was I was talking to that guy, same guy, and I went over to his apartment and it was a nice time. It was a very nice time, but I left the apartment. I went in the hallway. It's very, very quiet. It's very late at night. And I hear his voice. And I'm like, what's what's that? So then I walk towards the door and I hear some girl on speakerphone. By the
Why
way,
why the fuck did he put her on speaker in the first place?
I don't know. So we're going to call this guy Vlad, right? That's not his name. That's what we're calling him. So Vlad is on the phone with a woman on speakerphone. And by the way, when I was over, I could see him texting her as well. Like, kinda. He would like check it, but he wouldn't respond. Or maybe
Yeah.
he would respond something very short, and that's it.
Because he's
So,
with you.
yeah. So, anyways, I hear that outside of the door, and I'm like, oh, I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. I walk my ass out there. I don't say nothing. It's not my right to be like knocking on his door and be like, who the fuck is that? Like, I'm not that.
Yeah.
We're not at that level yet. So you
Yeah.
gotta keep your calm. You have to keep it
Mhm.
calm, to keep it together. And then, you know, I in my head, I was on savage mode. I was like, you know what?
She was ready.
I gotta go get hoes. I'm like, I was like, this is a game. This is a game. So basically, I leave his apartment. I jump on the apps. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go on Hinge.
Ooh.
And I went on Hinge, and I found hoes. That was that. And basically, I ended up we kind of like disconnected a little because I was being weird. Because the next day I asked him, I was like, so are you talking to anybody? And are you fucking anybody else? And he said, I'm not fucking anybody else. And I was like, in my head, that going around the question, without saying no or yes, it's basically saying yes, I am talking to other people, but no, I'm not fucking anybody. And at that point, I was like, I don't even care, and I just got on the apps, and
That was your New York initiation
that was
right
pretty
there.
much it. But that just shows you, like, when he talked to me about it, because we ended up going on a little date, it just shows, like, he kind of just showed me, like, he was talking to all these girls, but like I was like in the higher ranking or whatever. Like I don't know.
You're on the top tier. She was first draft pick, basically.
Yeah, because I told him that I was talking to somebody else. I told him
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody else because I was like, yeah, no, like you kind of went MIA and you had that thing going on. I found somebody else that wants to be with me. Like,
Yeah.
deuces, bye. And yeah, he wasn't too happy about it, but he let it go. And that was my ending with Vlad. That's kind of my experiences in New York. Although
Mhm.
there are a lot more that you guys are going to hear about over time. So, Danielle, tell me about your dating experiences in California.
I'd say that New York and California aren't any different in that numbers category where like people definitely keep hoes around on a side just in case if like the person that they're really into doesn't work out. That's definitely like a thing here. And I do feel like a lot of the men are kind of for everybody too
Mm-hmm.
as well over here. But I'm not speaking for my man. So just put that into like consideration. But my dating experiences have been really weird. So like the worst dating experience I'd say I had here was basically like it's small over here. So I feel like people know each other a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to medical assisting school like at the time, and some guy like hit me up on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, like you're really pretty. I want to take you out. You know, let's go hang out one day." And I saw that like we had a mutual like follower, so I asked, and it happened to be someone I went to school with. Like I was literally in class with. So I
Mm-hmm.
asked her, like, I was like, "Hey, like, look at his shit. Like, does he have a girlfriend?" And she's like, "I think he has a girlfriend, but he would never like really actually like post her or anything like that. And he was making it seem like he was single." So I went on my
That's
date, you know, and then like I told the person that I went to school with about it, and um they told their friends, and their friend happened to be friends with his girlfriend.
oh Jesus. Did you get pulled
Yeah.
into that though?
Oh yeah, I definitely got pulled into it. Like I definitely got added on Instagram. Like, and the crazy part is you could tell this dude was hella guilty. Like he was hella denying like everything with his girlfriend. Like he was like, "I don't even know her." And then like,
Oh my fucking God. We
yeah,
hate guys
like
like that.
she,
Like,
yeah,
please
like I
don't
had to
do that shit.
talk to her because I'm a good human. Like I'm not gonna sit there and freaking participate in that type of shit and like then just go at MIA because I know as a person who's been cheated on, like I need answers. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I just like she wanted to talk and I talked to her. I told her everything like word for word, like what happened, and then she was like, okay. She blocked me afterwards on
What
everything.
is new
Yeah,
about
she
that? Did she
blocked
stay with
me.
her man? Did
I'm
she
pretty sure
stay?
she stayed with her man. I'm pretty sure she stayed with him. So she blocked me after that, and I was like, okay, like, I'll never meet her ever again in my whole entire life. And like, I don't, it is what it is. Like, lesson definitely learned. Ask more questions and be more specific next time. And
Right.
he even messaged me like the next morning. Was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
Telling my girlfriend lies through a fake Instagram account. Literally a fake Instagram account because I blocked him after I found out he had a girlfriend. I blocked him and he messaged me on a fake Instagram account and was like, fuck you, like, bitch, like, you're
they're just
weird for
doing the
freaking, like,
most.
spreading lies to my girlfriend,
Really,
yeah, and stuff like that. Like,
really
you're
just doing
hella
the
weird for
most.
that. Yeah, and I was just like, bro, like, I don't want to be involved in your guys' drama at all. Like, you're the one that cheated. You're the one that lied to both of us.
I
Like,
know. It's like you
you know
you
what I'm
had like a
saying?
no knowledge on what the
No
fuck was going
knowledge at
on.
all
And he's the one
whatsoever.
who's trying to call you out. Like,
Exactly. And I was just like,
make
the
it
fact that you
make
even
sense.
make it make sense. The fact that he even messaged me on a fake Instagram, like a burner account, just to tell me that, to basically show his girlfriend,
But
like,
like how
like
how
this person's
fucking
making up lies.
how
Like, I
fucking
told him,
dumb do
like,
you look though? Like
that's why I told
by
him. I was like, the fact that you even made a burner account to talk
yeah,
to me right now just
guilty.
shows you how guilty you are. Like, dumb men don't do that. Dumb people do not do that. Like, if you're going to do shit, do it right. Be smart. Don't be stupid. So that
Or
was one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
at least own your shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you're gonna cheat, at least own that shit. Be like,
Own
yeah,
up
I
to that
did do
shit.
that. I did do that.
Exactly.
Take
Exactly.
accountability.
Take
Like it's
accountability.
not
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
So Damn.
So that was my worst experience in California, but it's just like NYC, just like it's a little bit smaller. I feel like in a sense where like everybody seems to know everybody in the
Mm-hmm.
Bay Area a little bit more. But
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
feel
so
you. Damn. Well, California, I guess everybody's for the fucking streets. Like, and I feel like that's just how it is in like bigger cities
yeah.
because you have space to kind of fuck around because there's so many
Yeah.
fucking people. And I also feel like
Yeah.
that brings you to like why people won't settle down is because there's so many people, nobody wants to cut people off.
Exactly.
Like,
And
imagine you
I'm
got like,
not I can't do that. I don't like hoes. You know me, Kiara. Like you know I can't do that. That's just too much work for
yeah,
me.
no, I feel you. When I was juggling like 7 guys, like 7 conversations,
That's a lot to juggle. That's a lot of
bitch,
energy.
I was like, I'm done. Like,
I'm
I just started
tired.
like scrolling. I'm like, all right, you're
Ghost a
boring. I'm
couple.
like, you're boring the fuck out of me, and I don't fucking really like you that much. So I'm like, unmatch. Honestly, that kind of hurts though. I've been unmatched before. Like somebody on their end unmatched me. It was some
The
old guy.
audacity.
It was some old guy. All right.
Oh, so that brings us to the topic.
Yeah. This brings us to the topic of how old is too old,
How old
guys.
is too old? How old is too old for you, Kiara?
So, you know, single life in New York City, a lot of potential bachelors, like we've been
A lot of
dipping
old bachelors
we've
too.
been dipping and dabbling in all types of age groups. So I've been with guys anywhere between 25 to 38.
Yeah.
And I just don't really feel like 38 is my jam. It's a little too ahead of my time, not necessarily because of the mentality, but one, they're just so stubborn when it comes to their mindset
Yeah.
and just like the way they live their life where they're pretty much like take it or leave it, like this is how I am and like whatever. But
I'm not
also,
changing.
yeah, also when you're older, you sometimes come across like fetishes and shit. Like guys will be like, I want to fuck you in your dorm room, and I'm like, what? Like,
That's
no.
a fetish. That's a
Well,
creepy
I
fetish. You know what I'm
also
saying?
I also feel kind of weird. Like, not gonna lie, when I walk around with some of these guys in public, I feel a little weird on the inside because,
You got Yeah, you guys need to know that Kiara is like tiny as fuck. She is
well,
so petite.
I'm 4'10". I look
And
like a
she looks like she's
child.
16.
Yeah, I look like a child. This looks like it could be my father, not only because he's damn near 40, but also because I'm just so fucking small and I look really young. So,
Yes.
so I had an experience with a 38-year-old man, and we're gonna call him Baldy because this bitch was balding, okay? And I felt he wanted to like hold my hand in public. And not gonna lie, I held it for a little bit and I seen people and I let go. I was just like, ugh.
Mm.
And then, he tried to hold my hand again and I was like,
I'm not an affectionate person. I don't like
yeah.
PDA.
I was just like, I know how it looks to the outside. I wasn't in it for like the money. I wasn't in it for anything other than like
Mm-hmm.
trying to just connect with somebody mentally. And I know how it looks on the outside and it makes me feel weird, to be
Yeah.
honest. It makes I always think like not only about myself, but like for him. I was carrying
Yeah.
roses, he's holding my hand, and like it's just like it's a very interesting look on the outside looking
I
in.
don't know, like a hot 38-year-old celebrity or something, but like if you're with a hot 38-year-old, it would be a different story.
But yeah, that is kind of like 38, damn near 40 is just not my type. My type is more like anywhere between 25 to like early 30s.
Okay. Yeah.
But I just don't feel like past 35 is just it's dead. Like then it's just not the chemistry, everything isn't there. It's giving
Yeah.
me too much grandpa vibes, okay? Like it's giving me too much grandpa vibes. I can't fuck with it. So, what about you? How old is too old?
I'm not quite sure because my dating range has definitely been like, I definitely know how young is too young. Like, I'm not saying that I'm out here dating younger men, like, either. Like, I've dated one younger man in my life, and he was like a couple months younger than me.
Okay, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it doesn't
When you
count.
say that,
But, like,
I was
really,
like, are we talking like 5
no,
years
no, 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 no.
younger?
No, but like, I think the oldest I've dated is like probably like 45 or 46. It was definitely an interesting experience. Like, I'd say the person tried more so to act my age than I,
Yes.
yeah, like he was
Yeah.
trying to act young and like be young because he's clearly into younger girls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to be myself, and I'm a chill person. And I feel like I'm pretty mature for my age
Yeah.
in certain like instances, especially when it comes to dating
Mm-hmm.
and getting to just know somebody, like just building a friendship. Like I'm a little bit mature when it comes to that sense. So like I was looking at him like, you're immature as fuck for your age, you
Yeah,
know?
no, there's something about older guys that
So
they want to feel younger and they want to look younger, they want to
yeah,
feel younger, they
yeah.
want to date young
Midlife
girls so that they
crisis?
feel
I'm not quite sure.
young. I,
That's too old for me, but like I've definitely dated like people who are 30s to like in their early 30s and late 30s, and that is not like, I just don't feel like, I feel like every time that has happened in the past,
mm-hmm.
they are on a different wavelength than I am, and they're just yeah, simply on a different wavelength, so it just doesn't work out. Like the maturity levels like don't exist.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I guess correlate with each other. So my boyfriend right now is 25, and honestly I really like his age. Like, he knows what he
yeah.
wants. Like, he's just, everyone is different, every man is different, so I can't really speak for like their age group or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. But like my boyfriend, I like his age. He's going to be 26 this year. I'm gonna be 24. So I really like the age that we're both at, because they say
It's
like
still
men and women
fun.
mature. They say men
Yeah.
mature a little bit
It's
longer. It takes them a little bit longer to mature than women. So I feel like me and him are at the
like you're at the
same
same level.
maturity level.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I
So
feel you.
basically I'm guessing I'm saying too old is probably 29 or 30 for me. I
Really?
guess, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I like the age. I like the age my boyfriend is. I
Yeah,
like the 2-year difference. Like,
I haven't met anyone that I like that's like a couple years older than me. Like you need to be a few years older than
a
me
few years.
because I feel like
A few.
I'm just like not in like the big party mode stage. Like it's just not really my
Yeah.
vibe and a lot of everyone who's anywhere between like 23 to like 20.
29. Shoot, I think 23 to 30
You
people just
know,
want to party.
it really just depends. I mean, I'm just picky, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm picky,
exactly.
and I'm
And that's
picky.
good. Be picky. If there's anything that you learned from today's podcast, it's be picky when it comes to dating, because
Be
there's
picky, but don't
plenty of
be
people in
too
this world.
crazy with the picky. Like I'm a little crazy because then you'll
Don't
just
be
end
like
up
the
like
Lex I
sad.
needs to be. Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
Since we're speaking of pickiness, Kiara, what are your turn-ons
So some
and
of my
turn-offs?
turn-ons would be my turn-ons would be someone who's intelligent, someone who's emotionally intelligent as well,
That's
street
very important.
smart. Um, what else?
Street smart is important as well.
Street smart is so important. Having common sense. I mean, common sense
Not
is
so
not so
common,
fucking common.
sis. Not so fucking common.
You'll meet someone who's fucking super book smart, and then you just like talk to them about just regular life shit, and the light bulb is hella dead.
Like, sir, is there anything up there?
Nothing.
It's out, bitch. It's out.
We can't even unscrew it and put in a new one. Like this shit's just gone. No, but seriously, like common sense, just like very basic things. I love guys who are giving, you know, also great in bed.
Mhm.
Like let me just not speak on that. Like you need to be great in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? I think I'm sure I'll think of more things, but what are your turn-ons?
My turn-ons have to be communication is like a really big thing for me. Like if you can't communicate properly, then there's nothing to do. Like there's nowhere to go forward. Period. Honestly,
Period.
like I'm not going to lie, like I can definitely not be the best communicator sometimes, but I'm the type of person that needs constant reassurance. Like I
Mm-hmm.
need reassurance. We all love it. Women, we love reassurance. So I need to know that like how you're feeling like all the time. I want to know how you're feeling every fucking day, damn near.
Right.
Like of your life. And I like the same thing you like. Like I like gift giving. Like I like things like that. Like just little things. Like it doesn't even have to be a big thing. It just has to be like, hey, I saw that you like this. You know, I see that you eat this a lot. Like, let me go get it for you. Or like they just bring it and they surprise you. So little things like that. It's always like I like sentimental people. I definitely like
Super.
sentimental people, people that remember things about you and pay
Little
attention.
things.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, people who are attentive and just listen to you when you're telling them, you
Yeah.
know, your life shit. Um, what else do I like?
Ooh, I like a
Funny.
guy.
Please be funny.
Oh my
Cause
God,
I'm a
humor.
Libra bitch.
We
I'm
need
not
it.
funny, bitch. Yeah, 'cause I'm not funny.
Are
So I need somebody
are you
to be
sure?
funny for me and make me laugh.
Are you sure?
Girl, I saw a tweet on Twitter the other day that said Libras aren't funny and they shouldn't pretend to be. And I was like, damn, like
That
that's
hit.
me. That
I
hit
think
me in
you're
my
funny.
soul. I felt that shit. And it was so funny. I asked my boyfriend the other day too. I was like, baby, you're so funny. Like, do you think I'm funny? And he said nothing, bitch. He didn't even acknowledge my question. I was like, oh, so that's how you feel.
Oh,
He's
so
like,
that's
it's
how
okay,
you feel.
baby. He said, it's okay, baby. You're pretty. That's all you need to do. I was like,
No.
okay, babe. Like, I guess it is what it is. Like, I don't have to be funny.
He's fucked up for that. I think you're fucking hilarious, and I think everyone else is gonna think you're fucking hilarious. But like, fuck him. Anyways, um, I was gonna say fitness is so important to me. To be honest, for me, that's important.
Kiara
For
loves her Hulks. She
yeah, I
loves-
dude, I love like my dream guy and guys that I've been with have are very bulky. Like they're just very muscular. I'm not into like the very like fit and trim guys,
yeah.
like just like ripped kind of dudes. Not my thing. I like big, chunky, hunky, like the Hulk. Like
Yeah.
I'm into that. Like The Rock. I don't like his face, but like his body. I'm into it.
The body has to be on point.
Yeah, that's so important to me. But also, I feel like fitness translates to
Obedience.
a lot of other things in your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to be self motivated when you
Mm-hmm.
work out because every day you have to force yourself to get up and want to make a change for yourself. But that
Yeah.
goes for things like in like business and like, your job. Do you want to do better in your job?
Yeah.
All those things, and they kind of
Constantly
go
setting
together.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. That
You
makes sense, girl.
Yes. The goals. Hello.
Goal setting.
How the fuck did I forget about that? Goals are so important. I love a guy who has direction in life, knows
Yeah.
what the fuck he wants, and has a plan. Like, it doesn't even need to go to plan, but like,
Yeah.
just have an idea of what the fuck you want to do is
Yeah.
so important to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so important. But
Yeah. I agree. Somebody who has like some type of like plan going on, they have to be doing something in their life. And that's probably the first question that like I basically asked my boyfriend. I didn't ask him like, what are you doing with your life? Because that's fucking rude. And like honestly, like I'm lost too. Like I
mhm,
was for the longest time. So like I'm the last person to
who
ask that
should be
question because I
talking?
fucking hate it. Yeah, I hate it when people ask me like, what are you gonna do with your life? Or what are you doing?
Mhm.
But I definitely like was like, like in the nicest way possible. I don't remember what I said, but just basically like, do you have a plan? You know? And yeah, so I needed to make sure that he wasn't just like sitting on his ass doing nothing and like wasn't trying to find some type of knowledge or stimulate his brain, you
Right.
know? So I'm happy
Yeah.
about that because he
I'm
goes to
al-
school.
I'm always looking for somebody to grow with because I'm forever growing.
Yeah,
Like I'm always looking for ways to like elevate
exactly.
myself and whatever. So I kind of want a partner who does the same. Like I want
Yes.
to be a power couple. Come on.
Yes.
And if
At the
you
end of the day, you need to find somebody to grow with.
yeah,
If you want to grow, like you have to find somebody to grow with because that stagnant energy is really really it's
it'll kill.
what you call it?
It'll
It'll
kill the
kill.
relationship.
It spreads.
Yeah.
It
Well,
spreads.
if you surround yourself with stagnant people, you become stagnant. Like whether you fucking realize that shit or not, like you will become stagnant. That's
Church.
why it's so important to surround yourself with people that you either want to be like or are on the same
Mm-hmm.
path as you because it'll only push you forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So fucking
Preach, bitch.
important. All right. So, what are our turn offs? Like, come on. Let's get into this.
Bad hygiene. I mean, like I've never dated someone with bad hygiene, but I'm just saying, like, if your fingernails, like, I don't like long fingernails. I don't like a fucked up
I
grill.
don't know why guys have long fingernails. Like, why? Why? It's disgusting. It's gross.
I don't know. Just the
You're
thought of it,
gonna
I'm thinking of it right now. I'm just like,
you're gonna scratch me. You're gonna scratch the insides of me. Like, gross.
your fingers are going to be in the coochie. Like,
Come on. Like, we need to
come
take
on
care of
now.
that. We need to take
Take
care of it.
like the dirt under your fingernails. That's not happening.
That's fucking gross.
You're not
Oh.
touching me.
That shit's just nasty. And some guys I know
So,
are like, I need long nails so I can do things. I'm like,
yeah.
huh?
I don't know. I
Like,
think it's like for like rolling weed purposes. Like at least out here, like that's the only reason why I could see men with long nails. And it's just like one long nail. It's kind of gross. But
just
we'll talk about
one.
that another day. Yeah, like
Fucking.
I don't even want to. Ugh. Another turn off. No life goals. We just talked about getting your shit together and having at least goals set
Not
and
having your
planned.
shit together
Not
is.
having goals is a turn off. Not stimulating your mind or figuring out a way to educate yourself or continue something or just, you know, I'm not saying you have to be like own your own business or anything like that. I'm not saying you have to even like be an entrepreneur. None of that. You can like I'm just saying just want better for yourself. Just
Seriously,
want better. Don't
it's really
constantly
not hard.
don't be okay. Don't be okay with the current situation that you're in. Always want to progress. That's very attractive. It's crazy how we can think of like 5 bajillion turn ons and like we can't even think about turn offs.
Because there's a lot.
There's a lot. I
There's
hate
a
a
lot.
narcissistic person. I don't like somebody who thinks they're hot and kind of like, I guess like gives off the appearance like they are a player in a way. Like I don't like, I'm not attracted to people who I can feel like I can easily access. They're easily accessible.
So everyone who's for
I like a
everybody.
chase.
I love a chase.
Yeah.
I hate that about
I
myself.
like a good chase.
I
I'd
hate
chase my
that.
man for a minute.
I'm always the aggressor. I
Yeah.
don't like the guys that come at me. I'm not into it. I like all the
Yeah.
guys that I'm like, I'm the one who's adding them. I'm the one who's like trying to slide. I'm
Yes.
like, reaction to your story, fire, reaction to your story, heart eyes. I'm like, hey, like
Yes.
I'm trying to like shoot my shot,
Shoot
you
my
know?
shot. Yes.
And
Yes.
that's how
I'm
I got
definitely
all
the
my
same way
boyfriends.
too.
It's literally how I got all my
Yeah.
boyfriends.
I think it's honestly, Kiara, I think it's because we're from Hawaii. Like I think it's a
You really think
Hawaii
that?
thing.
Girls shoot their
If
shot
you
in
think
Hawaii?
about it, you think about the men in the mainland and like they approach you. They do not hesitate to approach you in any
Yeah.
way whatsoever. In Hawaii, we literally have to approach them. Like we have to like flirt with
Yeah,
them and
because
like we
those
have to add
fuckers
them on
are a
Instagram,
shame.
play these little games because what? They're gonna see us at Ross, they're gonna stare at us, and they're just gonna sit there and stare at us like a creeper.
Yeah.
And then later on, you're at home minding your damn business, and you get a DM, and they're like, "Oh, I seen you at Ross."
I've had that happen. I've literally had that happen.
The amount of times that has happened to me, bitch. Like,
or they'll be like, the cousin will DM you, or somebody's family member be like,
my cousin thinks you're hot.
They'd be like, so what you think about Micah?
Yeah.
He like you, you know. and then he's over there like, you ever seen that? I've had that happen.
What's
where
up,
like,
baby girl?
where like the local guy will, like, his friend or family member will come around and be like, try to figure it out, feel it out, and then he'd be like, yeah, you know my cousin over there in the corner. Like, and he's like chilling. And they're just so, Hawaii guys are so timid and scared. And then there's like no middle for Hawaii guys. They're literally either
they really
aggressive, or you have very timid ones. Like, you have the hoes of Hawaii, because I know a bunch. We're there for everybody, and they'll go for high school. We're gonna talk about this in another one, where
we're gonna talk about it in another subject.
Guys in their late 20s are preying on high school girls in Hawaii. It's very common. It's very common.
We gotta. Okay, let's make that another subject, because I'm very passionate about that. I have a story.
Me too. Me too.
Period. And I just,
It's fucking disgusting. I'm just putting it out there. It's fucking gross.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it a couple episodes from now, or maybe even next week. We'll see. I can't stand someone who can't communicate. Like, if you like are not sure about how you feel, or you any way in that sense, like, you're just not sure about your feelings and you can't be transparent, or you're scared of confrontation, that type of shit, like, I can't do. Like, I want somebody who's going to take control. I want someone who's going to tell me how they feel when I upset them and stuff like that. So I can't stand people who avoid situations or go ghost because they don't want to deal with confrontation. I know everybody is the way that they are because of their past and their traumas and all that stuff. But let's focus on the fact that we're all grown-ass adults, and we do need to heal from our own issues so we can continue to grow as good human beings, as people. So I hate people who can't take accountability for their actions and just don't communicate.
Yeah, no. Some people will literally just drag every time you bring up, like, you know, why they do certain things. They'll be like, my past, this. Bro, you're like fucking 30 years old. Like,
we're here now, bitch. It's 2020.
Yeah, you need to learn how to let that shit go.
Yes.
Like,
and I'm in front of your face, and I ain't that bitch.
Yeah, no. Some guys just, like, they'll literally drag issues out as, like, excuses. It's an excuse. I hate to say it. It's an excuse. Yes, maybe your trauma is super bad, whatever. But you know what? You need to learn how to get past those things, honestly.
Exactly.
But anyways, we're going to move on from turn-ons and turn-offs. And we're just going to talk about hookup culture and one-night stands, because you know, I am quite knowledgeable in this topic.
This is Kiara's shit. This is Kiara's shit, period.
Basically, no. New York is like the hub of hookup culture and one-night stands. Because one, hookup culture, like, they're two different topics. One-night stands, you know, you meet somebody on a date and you hook up with them, and then you never talk to them again. I've had that experience with somebody that I'm going to just call him Fox. I'm going to name him Fox. And he was really hot. He is kind of well known in New York. He had a Rolex. He was very dressed up, like, and when we went on our date, it was really nice and we had a great time. He put his Rolex on me. He was like, it looks very nice on you. And I was like,
oh my gosh, he sounds like he's for everybody already. That pissed me off. That just pissed me off. If you put your Rolex on other bitches, if he better have just put that Rolex on you only, I swear. Because, ooh.
Yeah, no. He
Mm.
put the Rolex on. Anyways, we had a great night. He ended up taking me to his apartment. We had sex, which was very interesting. Maybe one day
Hmm.
I'll talk about that experience because some things happened.
Yeah.
Um, but after that, we never talked. He was like, hope to see you again. You
Yeah.
know, never talked after that. And he eventually rolls back around like maybe a couple months later.
Oh, he
And
just
I was
pops
just
up.
like, and he was like, hey. He said, hey, trouble.
And
And
you're like,
I
wait,
I
what
was
you
just
mean
like,
I'm trouble?
are you going through your Rolodex right now? Like, you just like, ooh, who can I call? Like, that I haven't talked to for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, no, canceled.
Yeah.
I never texted him back, but one night stands sometimes just aren't the best, to be honest. When I first started, like, I entered the dating scene in New York, it didn't make me feel good to have, like, experiences like that because it makes you
Yeah.
feel like you lose some self-worth in a bit because you're like, damn, like I used to guilt trip myself a little bit because I I
Okay, wait,
didn't.
wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, bitch. Don't ever make yourself feel bad. If you want some fucking dick, go get that shit. Okay? Like, if you want dick, go get dick. If you don't want dick tonight, then don't get it. Like, you shouldn't even have to feel bad for wanting, like, being a woman and having needs because men don't ever feel bad for being that way at all. Like, that's how, like, a great majority of men are. And, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, it's something that they get commended for. So, girl.
Yeah, no, but I was in that, like, I was in a whole different mindset. Like, this was
Okay.
before savage mode. This was before
Okay, this
hoe
was before
mode. Like,
savage
we
mode.
are in hoe mode right now.
Hmm.
But this was me getting out of my relationship and, like,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Healing.
I, I just, like, I wasn't used to that. I
Yeah.
wasn't used to that. So then, like, I felt kind of weird about it. But, now I immersed myself into hookup culture and a bitch is out here. Let's just put it like that. I mean, I have no hoes right now. I'm single as fuck. I literally
That's
have
okay.
no ties with anyone. But,
That's good.
you know, hookup
That's really
culture
good, though.
is so fucking weird. Number one rule, know the rules.
Know the rules. Here's another number one rule that I'm gonna say too. Let me just make number two. Number two is make sure I'm looking directly at the camera because you need to understand how
Yeah,
important this
you
is.
bitches need to know.
Make sure both parties feel the same way. Make sure that you literally go to them with the purpose of just simply using them for their body. Okay, that's an
Exactly.
exaggeration, but make sure both parties feel mutual because if you end up like okay, what's the situation that usually happens? You sleep with a man and you for some reason you sleeping with them and sharing that energy with them causes you to like be in love with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or like
Happens
start liking
often.
them. And that's not what you want to do. You don't ever want to put yourself in a situation where you know you're going to get hurt, especially
Mm-hmm.
if your intentions are to simply hook up or do a one night stand. So make sure both parties feel the same, mutual.
Because you don't want to be in one of those situations where you're like, oh, I'm going to go have sex with somebody else and this person's not going to care. And then they find out and they're like, what the fuck? And then
They
you're
give
just
a
like,
fuck.
shit just gets real messy real quick in those
Mm-hmm.
situations. And you do not want to be in that. So, our advice is get that shit situated, know what the fuck is going on. You need to
Yeah.
be having a conversation about this. I know it might be awkward to be like, what are we? What are
Yes,
the things? And I know
exactly.
nobody likes to talk about that, but
But it needs to happen.
it's so important because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want the other person to get hurt. It's just better to
Mm-hmm.
know what the fuck is going on. So if they got hoes, so that you can have hoes. But if they want to
Yes.
lock you down and like be like, hey, I just kind of want to have sex with you, then you can have like the decision on whether you want to do the same or not. And then you can tell them. And then
Agreed.
it's a fucking happy relationship. That's how you can thrive in like the hookup culture.
Well, basically, this is how I met my boyfriend. It was basically with like a hookup, like one night stand type of thing. Like, I had tried to definitely pursue him and he had like tried to pursue me, and like it just wasn't like working out. Like the time wasn't correlating. He was out like doing other shit, like traveling and stuff, and I was just like here existing. um but one night, it was my friend's birthday, I got hella drunk. I called him up and I was like, hey, why are you playing with me, damn near. And then that was it. Like I just like I went to his house afterwards, after I, sobered myself up. I went to his house, and I had my intentions were very clear. I made them very clear with him. I made them very, very fucking clear. And after we were done, I was like, you better not sleep with anybody else after this.
Oh my
Because
God.
after that, like I just received like the devil dick. So what am I supposed to do? Like
Yeah, you were like, I gotta get this shit on lock.
this is mine at this point. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so this is what my new house looks like the
So like, this is my man's now.
this is my man. Okay, like I'm fucking with this. So yeah, we just like basically like hooked up on the first night, and like we started talking, and like honestly too, like I think like we both knew like we had like people to the side and we were talking and stuff, but like eventually like our relationship just formed into us being together. Like we definitely had our ups and downs, and like dealt with jealousy and stuff like that, more so on my end because I'm a crazy ass bitch and I'm not proud about it, but I try not to be. But yeah, like we worked it out and we communicated very well, and now here we are.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get lucky like that. Sometimes you get lucky, you can hook up with somebody and it turns into something more. And sometimes you could literally go into a hookup thinking like maybe this person will fall in love with me, and then they don't.
Yeah. And Kiara knows me. She knows that I don't even like I'm not very much experienced when it comes to hookups. Like I'm really not. But like I wanted to fuck that man, and I did, and I fell in love. Not after automatically, but like fuck, I was feeling him afterwards. So, but I've had my experiences of one night stands, and I don't like it and I don't prefer it, but sometimes you have
you do what you gotta do.
Sometimes you do what you gotta do.
Some guys just serve a single purpose. And
it's simply, yeah, that's simply it.
Honestly, and I just feel like if you want dick, then you go and get dick. And like
if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be a wife, be a wife. At the end of the day, it's your life and your happiness.
Yeah, and if that's what makes you happy and that helps you like maintain your life, like just getting dick and no issues with a boyfriend and whatever, go ahead. If you want to hook up with everybody, go ahead. Just be safe about it.
Yeah, we all have our vices, we all have our little things. Some people drink, some people smoke, some people, I don't know, do other shit.
Some people just want to suck dick all day, different dicks. And like, who are we
to judge anything? That? We're not going to yuck somebody's yum. Like what?
Although I will probably yuck you if you're like fucking everybody's man. That's not right. That's not okay.
We're yucking you if you're fucking everybody's man knowingly. Period, bitch. Because that's just trifling. You're not respectful. You don't give a fuck. That's Black Air Force activity, bitch. I don't know how else to put it.
Should you have sex on the first date?
Oh, bitch. Yes, you should. Yes, you freaking should.
Yes, you should. Well, if you want to.
How did I know PJ was
the one? If you want to.
If I didn't have sex on the first appearance, it wasn't even a date. Like I literally popped up at his house and I was like, I'm trying to fuck. Like that's literally how it went. If
I'm trying to fuck you.
Unzip your pants now. Put the dick in the bag. Yeah, if I literally didn't hook up with him or have sex with him the first day that I met him, then I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be as, I wouldn't have my little booting with me by my side. So,
or maybe it would have took some time.
Maybe. Exactly. And think about it, like, Kiara, what if you don't even, like, you wait so long? Imagine waiting so long for something and it ends up being disappointing as fuck.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, like, what you want, what's your list of importance, because if sex is number one or number two, Or number three, you kind of want to start
Get
experimenting
that
with
shit over
that
with.
a lot faster than other people. But if that's not really important to you, then you probably won't even consider having sex on the first date, and that's fine. But
Hmm.
if you are, don't feel fucking bad about it. You know?
So, like the on the topic of like, should we have sex on the first date? At the end of the day, it's your preference. Like, it's really your preference and the type of person that you are. If you cannot handle like that type of physical like aspect of intimacy, then don't do it.
Yeah, no, if you're honestly, if you're one of the types that's gonna get hooked
Mm-hmm.
on the first date and you have sex with them, like you have to kind of be okay with it possibly being a one night stand. You have to
Yep.
be emotionally ready
For the
to
repercussions.
for what could possibly come out of that. You could come out a wife. You could come out lonely as shit and crying your eyes out because you just had sex with a man for the first time and he left you on red and ghosted the fuck out of you. Like,
We've definitely had those nights.
we've had
Like,
those
I'm
nights.
sure. It all comes with growth. It all comes with knowing what you want. So know what you want.
Yeah, you have to know what you want. And if you don't, then you should think about it because it's so important.
It is.
Um, but do we care about our body count and men's body count?
I feel like men care.
Men,
Women
men
necessarily
fucking
don't.
care.
Men give a fuck. They're like, I'm like,
They,
oh, how many people have you like slept with? I don't even ask because it's none of my fucking business in the first place. But
Mhm.
like, I've definitely asked before, like younger,
Yeah,
and
so
I
have I.
hear like, oh, like 30 or like around 30, around like 50 or something like that, and I'm just like, okay, like that's your
Yeah,
business. You do
you
what you
know,
do as long as you're being safe and you're taking the right precautions and you show me the receipts that you're safe, it's good. Like we're rocking, but like
yeah.
they ask you and you're like,
Oh my
"Oh,
fucking god.
I've had like 3 serious boyfriends in my life and I've slept with 3. So I've slept with 3 people." And they're like, "Oh,
How dare
the
you?
audacity."
You're a
Like
fucking whore. No, I've literally had
exactly.
guys be like, oh my gosh, she belongs to the streets. Oh my god, she's a whore. And you're just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you literally have a list, like this fucking long of names,
Yeah.
but I can name them on my fucking 2 hands, maybe even
Exactly.
one hand,
One hand.
and you still got an issue. Like, what the fuck? And that's not
it's it's a
okay.
it's a double standard thing. It's one of those like
It's complete
generational
bullshit.
double
Complete.
standard things. Yeah.
I
So
I really fucking dislike men who do that because they're trying to gaslight you into making you feel like a whore when really
mhm.
they're the fucking whores. Like,
Whore.
seriously, I'm just so confused. Like, why do they feel like they can stick their dick in any fucking hole that they want, but for women, you can't? Like, you have to be the fucking Virgin Mary, like I did.
Because
Blows my
I don't
mind.
know, that's just the way like society's idea and like it's been since like literally day one. So like everyone just like
Men are just so
they're
protective over like women. I just like
they
don't get
are.
it.
They really
They're
are
like, that's
protective over
mine.
women.
Like, you shouldn't have
Territorial.
like I know there are memes where it talks about girls crying about guys like having sex with them mid sex. Being like, you fuck other bitches like that. Like, but like really that should be switched because the men are crying, being like, yo, you've been fucking guys like that. Like, it's so true. Guys are so
Yeah.
sensitive, they just don't show it. They be giving a fuck about every goddamn thing, and
Facts.
they just don't tell. They don't.
Facts.
They don't say a word.
Period.
Period.
Did anyone ask us questions, by the way? Do you have a question for our suggestion box?
Yeah, I have to go to it. Sorry, I forgot about that shit.
Hey, we do have a lot of questions also, by the way, you guys. Like, we get your questions in all the time. Kiara and I are going to try to answer like 1 or 2 each podcast. Just, but like send us suggestions, send us things you'd like for us to talk about, send us questions that you have that you just want us to answer and want to get our opinion on. Like I said, we're not freaking therapists or professionals. We're just here to share our mistakes.
Yeah, we're just here
We're
to
just
talk
here
about our
to,
fucking lives.
to talk about our lives. And Kiara and I basically did this like on the regular. Like we do this every day. We
Yeah,
somehow never run out of shit to talk about. I don't know.
never. Give us give us 24 hours of not talking. The next time that we talk, all of a sudden we're like, this happened,
Our
this
lives
happened,
have
this
done a
happened. Like
360.
full 360. You're just like, how the fuck did this happen in 24 hours?
It's
It's
beyond.
mind-boggling. So our first question is, what are your guys' thoughts on still checking out other people while being in a relationship? Would you
Okay.
consider that disrespectful?
Okay.
Mm, you know, it really just depends. It depends
It
on your
depends.
relationship.
It depends on your relationship. Kiara is right. Like,
Yeah, if you're open and you
mm-hmm.
have like this very open relationship where it's okay to say those things, then
Yeah.
go ahead and do it. But if you
Yeah.
know that your partner
Is going to
is
feel
a
some
little
type of way.
insecure,
Yes.
gets
Don't say shit.
upset, just don't
Don't
do
say
that.
shit at all.
Don't do
Like,
that.
me and my boyfriend, like, if we're at the mall or something, or like we're out and about and like we see a lady with a fat ass, I'm gonna be like, oh, she has a fat ass. And he can definitely put his commentary in. Like, he can agree with me or whatever the case may be. Like,
There's
pussy
also a
hot.
way though to do it. Like you don't want to
Yes.
be like you can be like, "Oh yeah, she got a fat ass." Like agree with it, but don't be
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh my gosh, that
some
ass
guys
is
do.
fat.
Yeah, and they'll be like fully going like doing too much. Like then it
Yes.
starts to become like the way you respond to it
Weird.
can be the make or break on whether that's okay or not. Because it's
Yeah.
okay to agree, especially if you're in an open relationship. But like if you start being kind of disrespectful about it and being like too much, where you're like clearly
Mm-mm.
drooling over the other,
Exactly. There
like
has to be like a
the
good,
fuck.
there has to be a balance, and it's not that hard to balance that shit out.
No,
Honestly, it's
you
really
could
not.
literally just agree and be like, okay, like yeah, she got a fat ass.
Yeah,
It's dead,
exactly. That's how we
dead
want
the
them to
issue.
agree. That's how we want them to agree, actually.
I
Like,
I would not
just
want to talk
agree.
to somebody who's like, oh my god, like yeah, she got the fattest ass I ever seen.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
What, sir? I have a small
excuse.
booty here.
But yeah, if you know that your partner is insecure and they just
Don't suggest.
don't
Don't
do it.
suggest just putting your voice in. Me and my partner, we all have like a very close like relationship, and we communicate a lot. So I feel like for us, like, we don't sit there and pretend like we're the most like we only see like, okay, of course
Each
we only
other.
see each other and we want to be with each other, but we don't pretend like we literally only see each other. Like, we
Yeah,
know
no.
that there
Some people
are
will be
pretty
like,
people that exist out in this world, and that there are beautiful people. So I have no issue with like him checking out a woman. Just don't fucking do it in front of me.
yeah, I would rather
Don't do it
guys
in front
just
of me.
I
Like,
just
or
want them to keep it in their head. Like if you're
just keep it in your
looking,
fucking head.
don't be breaking
Exactly.
your fucking neck with me, all right? Don't be
Mm-mm.
with me and you're out here breaking your neck. You're like,
That's a
because
no no.
there are guys that have done that, like not with me, but when I'm walking around and I see guys with their girlfriends, they be breaking their necks. And
Bro, it's
first of
so
all,
disrespectful too. And then the girlfriend gets mad at you, and you're like, bro, like, that's not my issue. Like,
I'm just walking
I'm just
around.
existing.
Yeah, men are
So
pigs. Some men are pigs. But
yeah.
let's move on to the second question.
Okay.
It says, or it's more like an advice question. So
Okay.
it says, I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now. His family doesn't really like me, and they still
Two
hang out.
years?
They still hang out, and they're all about his ex girlfriend. Girl, sis, let's have a talk. Sit down. Let's have a talk.
Sit down with us, sis. Yeah. We gotta have a real conversation right now about this, because
What the fuck
he's
is
gotta
that?
go. I'm sorry. Like, don't go anywhere you're not welcomed. Like, don't put yourself in any situation where you don't feel welcome and you don't feel like you can be your true exclusive self,
Yeah.
because people are still hung up on somebody else, basically. And I'm not saying that your boyfriend is even hung up on his ex-girlfriend. I'm saying the fact that family plays a big, ginormous role in his life.
Mm-hmm. It's just
I
not.
mean, and
It's
they're
not an
still hanging out with
environment you
her.
want to be in.
That's not the environment that you want to be around. Like,
Not
why
at
would,
all.
yeah, like, I think that you deserve better and you don't have to settle. I know how love is. I know it's hard to, like, let go of people, but, like, also you shouldn't have to settle for a family like that, because they could potentially be your in-laws one day. And, like, what are you gonna do when she's still around and they're still
Still come
talking
into
about
the
her?
family functions, and you're
She's
just
still,
like,
ma'am, you weren't supposed to be here. What are you gonna do on your wedding day?
yeah, I just feel like he needs to either like step in, because if they're being like
He needs to
disrespectful
defend
about
you.
it, he
Yeah,
needs to like be like, hey, like this is not okay,
this is
you
who I'm
know?
with and this is who I'm gonna be with. That's what he needs
Period.
to
He
do.
needs to stand up for his woman.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
So you have to have a I think you guys have to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
And if you guys have had a conversation about it, I don't care how much reassurance you need. Have a conversation again about it and tell him how you feel about his family liking her and hanging out with her still and how it makes you feel. And if he doesn't see the problem with that, or doesn't respect your wishes, or loves you enough to respect that, then he's telling you everything you need to know right there.
Period. You got that right. 100%. But
Thank you, Kiara.
last question that we're gonna do is, would you stay with a man that has a small dick but a big ass heart?
Yes.
I don't know. I
I can
don't
say with a straight face,
I don't know.
that's a hard situation to put someone in. Like, that's a
It
predicament.
it really just depends. Like,
Is a dick mediocre? Like, what is he doing with it?
can we rock
You
the
know?
boat?
Can you rock
Can
the boat? Break the middle. This is the signature move for that.
I know. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like he needs to have it all. If he has a small dick, he needs to have it all. Like, he needs to be a perfect 10, but he just has a small penis.
He needs to meet all of the qualifications that you are wanting on your list. And then we could go back to that in reference to it and just be like, hey, this is something I can easily brush off. But honestly, sis, if he ain't shit and his dick is tiny,
Oh, he
then
has to fucking
he
go.
serves no purpose in your life. Like, literally none. Like,
He,
he can't even give you the D, and that's what he's there for.
yeah,
Like,
no, no. I mean, I feel like, you're more, for me, I hate to say this, makes me sound like a shitty person, but I would just be so unhappy with the dick. There's just no way. No way. I could do it. No way. I would end up like trying to talk to somebody else. Like, it's not good when you start thinking about other people
Kiara.
in bed. Like, no, cuz then you get curious. You're like, this sucks, you know? I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, that's why a lot of people cheat. They're not happy in bed.
Yeah.
I mean, besides other reasons, but that once images of other guys start coming in my head when I'm thinking about, sex and
A
stuff,
big heart, though, girl, a big heart is also really hard to find.
that too, that it
I
is.
mean, like, at
It
the
just
end of the
depends
day,
on what
like,
you're
think
looking
about it.
for.
Big heart, tiny D, like, I would want somebody with a big heart.
I feel like, but oh man, that's so hard. Why can't we just find average? Like, why does it have to be so small? There has to be
Sis,
a middle.
your
There has to be a
your
middle.
idea of a regular,
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
even gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna talk about that next episode where we talk about dick sizes, because
you guys have to understand Kiara's answer. Why Kiara's answer is the way it is.
but anyways,
it's
guys,
it I guess it depends on what you like at the end of the day. If you care for a bigger heart and you don't care about dick that much,
I feel like if I'm older, I would go for more of the bigger heart. But I feel since I'm younger, I would go for a little
yeah. I
bigger,
mean, I'm
bigger
older than
dick.
you.
Not by much.
No,
2 years.
2 years.
I feel like no. When I'm older, like I'm talking like 40. we're like, gas is out of the tank already.
Kiara said basically like when I hit menopause, like then I won't care because then I just won't even do it at all at a certain
yeah, because
point.
I'm just like, it's not as important, you know. But
yeah,
oh, that's so. Toys are needed. Toys are needed in the bedroom.
always,
So
regardless.
regardless, but even more toys. Uh, I'll talk about this later in
Yeah,
another
let's have a
episode. There's
different
another
episode about
episode.
this.
Anyhow, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Do
Me
not forget to
too.
follow us on our Instagram at HNSD Podcast. Hit us with the fucking follow. Do us a really,
Click
really big favor and
the link in our bio.
yes. And submit some of your fucking questions, your
Mm-hmm.
experiences. We want to hear from you guys.
We want it. We want to share. We want you to share with us so we can learn from you too. This is like
yeah.
this is a two-way street. This ain't a one-way street. You're not
This
just
is a
gonna sit here and
relationship.
listen.
This
This
is
is
a
a relationship at this
relationship.
point. We're married. Are we married? No, we're not married yet.
We're about to.
We're dating.
We're engaged.
We're engaged. We're dating. Whatever the case may be, we're getting to know each other a little bit more, and we need to know about your experiences too, so we can learn from them as well. And
exactly.
I want to hear some shit. Honestly, the goal is for me to hear some crazy shit that I've never experienced.
Yeah.
Because
I want the fucking tea. I want you guys to put us on to some shit. Like, let us the fuck know. We need to know.
We need to know.
That's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys on episode 2. Bye.
Bye.